Home sweet home is gone for a Norfolk family. It was the Welsh home, but now it belongs to the bank.
They called 10 on Your Side to do the impossible and reverse a foreclosure that has already taken place. Andy Fox joins us now with the pain and the suffering of losing a home. Andy?
Alvita and Tom, the Welshes did everything they could to save their home. They now even have a lot of the money to try and right the sinking ship. We chose to do this story to show you how difficult it is to save your home from foreclosure when you don't have the money to pay the mortgage. Cornell Welsh knows how to build a house. Matter of fact, he built this one, the one he lives in, the one he no longer owns because the bank owns it.
This is where all the parties are, birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas. Everybody comes to this house.
Cornell and Linda Welsh built this Norfolk home 20 years ago. Then tough times came a-knocking.
Lost my job. 2 jobs in 2 years.
They fell behind on their mortgage payments, then way behind. This was the last mortgage payment the Welshes made to Wachovia, now Wells Fargo, in May 2009. Once in delinquency, Wells Fargo demanded full payment, even though the letters came, "We are committed to helping you retain your home." The Welshes sent what they could, but it wasn't the full amount, so the checks were returned. Basically, send all or none.
Once the snowball started downhill, it was tough to stop it.
Wells Fargo claims it wanted to keep the Welshes in their homes, so the bank put them in a loan modification program. If successful, the mortgage would be modified at a lower rate with lower monthly payments.
So the longer they kept me on the hook, the worse that the circumstance got.
For 2.5 years, the Welshes had hope with loan modification. 5 times Wells Fargo put them in that program. 5 times rejected.
And every time we got rejected, as soon as we were rejected, they were saying, "We're going to put you right back into it."
But wasn't that faint, faltering hope?
Oh, absolutely.
Wells Fargo told the Welshes their finances did not fit into a complicated formula like this one for a successful loan modification.
In the letters, they've got 4, 5, 6 programs. We don't fit into any of their programs.
The Welshes went to the Up Center, a nonprofit counseling service for home mortgages. Counselor Tawana Jones thinks the Welshes are a perfect candidate for home modification.
Because he has money. He has a large portion of his delinquency.
With final foreclosure looming, the Welshes met with the Foreclosure Prevention Center with Matt Keever.
We were confident we could get the sale stopped, even at that 11th hour and 59th minute, and we did reach an agreement to do it, and Wells Fargo then wouldn't honor it.
Wells Fargo denies this, but Keever claims he was told by Tracy Backus at Wells Fargo for Welsh to take this $30,000 certified check to the foreclosure trustee on the Norfolk courthouse steps and show him he had the money. Wells Fargo did not accept the check and took the Welshes home. For 2.5 years, the Welshes have been told there's no solution. No solution after 2.5 years? So 10 on Your Side came up with a solution. We called Wells Fargo about it. The Welshes will put down $45,000, more than the $30,000 they first offered. There will be 2.25% interest on the modified loan, and there will be 2.75% principal. The rest of the money that is still owed will be put on the end of the loan. There is a solution.
The principal is 2.75%. You're actually paid more towards principal than interest.
Excellent.
The Welshes get to keep their home. Wells Fargo gets back all of its money. It's a win-win. Wells Fargo reaction? Despite our best efforts, we were unable to find an alternative to the foreclosure. So no win-win, just more bad news, which is now old news for Cornell Welsh.
That's what I've been battling for almost 3 years is no, 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 no. So, you know, where's their commitment to help you stay in the house?
Welsh says after 2.5 years, the only solution in the end was to stay current on his mortgage, which for him was no solution at all.
This particular story has shown us that we have a far greater family, extended family. The phone calls, the help, if there's possibly anything to do, prayers.
People want simple solutions, easy fixes, and happy endings. Well, this is not that story.
Loan modifications in the end are rare. Listen to this. 10% of those who apply to the federal loan modification program get a loan modified, but only 10% of those get permanent help from the program. That means only 1% of the total get permanent help from a loan modification. Terrible odds. And if you go to the local paper, 17 columns of foreclosures in yesterday's paper.
Seems to be a terrible communication problem here in the bank. What happens to the Welshes now?
They are going to fight. One of the comments he said, we're going to circle the wagons and we're going to fight. And I just spoke with Mr. Welsh's son, and he says we will bolt the chairs to the floor of this house before we leave.
Good for them.
They're fighting.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
aren't going quietly into the good night, I'll tell you that, and we'll keep you updated and let you know exactly what happens.
Interesting.
I don't think we've heard the end of this. Stay tuned.
Hope not.
I don't
All
think
right.
we have.
Thanks, Andy.
Okay.